Ladies and gentlemen, the Black Ops 6 reveal event has just recently happened, and we got a lot of information, especially for campaign and multiplayer. There definitely wasn't as much zombies information today, but surprisingly, even just with the 20 seconds of footage they showed, there was actually a lot of information we can get from that, and also some information behind the scenes given from various creators that were actually flown out to LA to play Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer early. They actually did learn a lot about zombies there as well, and they shared some of their information online. So I'm going to go over some of that information today, give my thoughts on it, and just let you know how I feel about all this Black Ops 6 zombies information. First of all, I want to talk about the maps. So we have 2 maps confirmed for the launch of Black Ops 6. They did not talk about Outbreak or Onslaught or anything else like that. We might end up seeing something like that at launch, I have no idea, but currently there's just 2 round-based maps confirmed for launch, and the 2 maps do have names. We have Terminus and we have Liberty Falls. So Terminus is the map that we get to see in the gameplay footage that was released with this reveal event, and of course is the map that takes place on Terminus Island in the Pacific Ocean. So of course, if you know anything about the story, you know that a lot of the Requiem members were actually brought to this prison, and so this whole map Easter egg is probably going to be about trying to break them out, but for some reason there's zombies on the island now. So I don't know if it's going to be like they break them out and then zombies come or something. I have absolutely no idea, but it takes place at nighttime. Of course, it has this really cool cannon that shoots an Ethereum black hole, which of course was shown in the footage. That looks really awesome. Of course, there was a cannon trap that was leaked months ago, and now we finally learn what that actual cannon is about. The map has been labeled as being a more complex map and a more difficult map, which is really interesting. So that is good to know just for the launch of the game. If you maybe aren't really a fan of hard maps, you might want to play the other map, but if you really like hard maps, you might be more interested in playing Terminus, which is a really cool name for the map, by the way. I love that name. It's just, the map itself looks really cool. It gives me Mob of the Dead or Zetsubo no Shima vibes, kind of a mix of both of those maps. A lot of people were saying the map looks kind of small, but keep in mind that there's going to be a whole underground section as well. It's not just this above ground section. A lot of the leaks talked about elevators, so there's probably going to be an elevator you're going to take to a below ground prison, which is going to be really, really cool. And the other map is titled Liberty Falls, which we've also had this leaked a while ago, but really awesome name for a map as well. This takes place in West Virginia near the Appalachian Mountains in a small town with a comic shop, a bowling alley, a church, and some other iconic like 90s American things. It's gonna feel very 90s, and that to me is exactly what this map should have been. When I first heard about this, I was like, yeah, we really need something like a really hardcore 90s American map, and that sounds like what this map's going to end up being. It's going to be at daytime as well, so it's going to be a lot brighter and not as dark as what of course Terminus is going to be, and apparently it's labeled as a more simple map. Now I'm not sure what that means in terms of like the Easter egg. Does that mean the Easter egg is also going to be easier and simpler? I have no idea, but at the very least the map is going to be a lot easier, and it's probably going to be the map that casuals like a lot more just because of how simple it likely will be. That does not mean that there's not going to be any depth to the map, of course. There still could be. It's just that it is being labeled as a more simple map and maybe not as difficult as something like Terminus. And Mr. Dalek JD actually said himself that his map doesn't really resemble a transit reimagining in the ways a lot of people thought it was. So I actually don't think this is going to be a transit remake at all. And I was saying that for a while. A lot of people had speculations that this was going to be a transit reimagining, but I just don't think that was going to be the case. I think a lot of people were basing that on the fact that, well, first of all, there was a church rumored to be on the map, which I guess immediately people, when they hear church, they think of, I don't know why they immediately jump to thinking of transit, but they do. And then of course the jet gun was also rumored to being in this game. So I don't really know if that means we're going to get a transit reimagining down the line or something, but it doesn't seem like this is actually going to be a transit reimagining with this map itself, which I'm totally fine with. I actually don't want it to be a transit reimagining. If they're going to do that, save that for a different map. And also, if they're going to do a transit reimagining, shouldn't it take place where transit actually took place in Black Ops 2? Because it did not take place in West Virginia. So I'm totally fine with this not being a transit reimagining. We'll probably get that down the line one day. But for now, let's just see what this map is going to be like. And we don't have any footage of it so far, but based on the sound of it, it sounds pretty cool. And one of the best pieces of information we learned today was, of course, that main crews are returning for Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now, to be clear, it was not confirmed which maps this is going to be on, if it's going to be on all the maps. All we know is that Terminus itself, that map, is going to have a main crew. We did not hear anything about Liberty Falls. All we know is that if Liberty Falls does have a main crew, it can't be the exact same characters, because apparently both of these maps take place at the exact same time. And if you're wondering how that's possible because one is night, one is day, time zones. Not that hard to think about. I saw some people questioning that on Twitter, like, how can they take place at the same time at the different times of day? Because the world is pretty big and there's different time zones everywhere, whatever. So yeah, it has to be different crew. It can't be the same crew if it takes place at the same time. So what are those characters going to be? I have no idea. But as for the main crew on Terminus, we have a brand new character named Maya, Weaver, Gray, and Carver. So of course, Weaver, Gray, and Carver, we know those from Black Ops Cold War. Those characters existed there. But in terms of Maya, we don't know this character yet. We don't really know anything about her. So it's really cool that we're getting, characters we know from before. So at least we have some knowledge of them already. And then a new character just to spice things up a little bit. I love that. But if you want to play as your operators, you will have the choice to do that. They did confirm that. If you want to just go play as someone else, any other operator skin, you can do that. But the main crew characters are going to give you a lot more quotes, a lot more story significance, and are the actual characters canon to the map. This is exactly what we all wanted them to do. It's like the perfect system. Infinite Warfare Zombies and World War II Zombies basically already did this, but it is the perfect thing to do, and it completely fixes the issue that we all had with Cold War Vanguard and MWZ, with, the problem of not having a main crew in those maps. I'm sure if they do Onslaught and Outbreak, it's going to be just pick whoever the hell you want. There's not going to be main crews for those modes, but when it comes to round-based zombies, main crews are so important, and I'm so thankful to the Treyarch Zombies team that they finally gave us that. I am thrilled. So happy. I expected this, but honestly, I wasn't 100% sure. But now that it's basically confirmed, I'm very happy. Let's just hope there's also a main crew on Liberty Falls, because that would really suck if Liberty Falls just didn't have a main crew. Next, we learned a little bit of information about Gobblegums. Not too much, we don't really know specifics about it, but there are going to be different rarities to them, which seems kind of obvious, and you can earn them in-game. So a lot of people were worried that you weren't going to be able to earn them in-game. They thought it was just going to be a microtransaction, but I knew from the start that wouldn't make any sense. That'd be really stupid and it would obviously cause a lot of problems. You will be able to earn them in-game, but they're probably also going to be microtransactions at the same time. You're probably going to have the option to buy them with COD points, but also be something that you can earn just by playing. And obviously that makes sense as a system. They want something that, will give them more revenue by people just buying them, but also something you could just grind for and just keep playing the game for. And they are going to be just like, prior Gobblegums, where they're single-use things where you just use them, you pop them once, and then they go away, and you have to keep earning more and more and more to keep using them, which is exactly how they should be. Now, these next two things I want to talk about, you can kind of slightly see in the footage that they showed. One of the things is Salvage. It kind of looks like there's something with the green outline in this one clip here, and honestly, I'm not like 1000% sure if that's actually what this is, but this could mean that the return of Salvage is happening, which honestly wouldn't surprise me. I didn't love that system. I kind of would prefer they went with something else, but if it's going to happen, oh well, it's not going to ruin the game. It's just one of those things that I would prefer was a bit different. And also the Rampage Inducer. You can clearly see a device that looks very similar to the Rampage Inducer from Black Ops Cold War Zombies, which I'm also okay with. I didn't think it was like a necessary feature, but it just makes the zombies faster. If you guys don't know what that system is, you hold X on it, and it essentially just makes the zombies a lot faster. So it's a way to kind of challenge yourself and also just make the rounds go by faster. Totally okay with it. Again, I don't think it was a necessary thing, but I'm fine with it existing. And the last thing I want to talk about is just some of the multiplayer things that are going to be affecting zombies. For example, the omnidirectional movement. That is going to make a big impact on zombies, with just being able to sprint in any direction, dive, and slide in any direction. In the gameplay footage, you can literally see someone sprinting backwards and shooting the zombies at the same time, and then, diving backwards. Like, that's just going to be so insane for the zombies gameplay. It's just going to open up so many more opportunities with how you can actually play, how you can train the zombies. Like, usually with training zombies, you kind of run around in circles, you give them enough distance, and then you just, ADS, walk backwards and shoot the zombies. But being able to always sprint while shooting zombies and never having to worry about, accidentally, getting in position where, you're shooting at zombies and you're not going as fast enough so the zombies catch up to you. You're never gonna have to worry about that because you can just sprint and then shoot them at the same time. It's kind of gonna be a little OP, and I'm a little worried it's gonna make the game too easy, but we'll see how it plays in, practice. Maybe they'll work some stuff around and make it so it's balanced and it's still gonna have, some difficulty to it, even with all these different gameplay options. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. And also, I want to talk about the HUD real quick, because that is something that was in the multiplayer section of this, reveal event. And it mainly was showing what you could do with the multiplayer HUD in terms of being able to basically switch around the HUD however you want. You can put the minimap in the top right, top left, bottom left. You can switch around things all over the place. And we don't really know how in depth that's going to be. I'm very curious to see more information on this, because I want to know, are there just certain presets that you can select, or can you literally put it wherever you want? And if it is just presets, like how many of them are there actually going to be? Are there going to be enough in the game for it to fit basically every type of person possible? I have absolutely no idea, but it's a really cool thing. We've never seen HUD customization like this in Call of Duty ever. Like, this is completely brand new, and I'm assuming it's going to carry over into zombies, which I'm really curious to see how that's going to work in zombies, because zombies is not the same in terms of its HUD as a multiplayer, and it really shouldn't be as well. So that to me is still something I'm a little concerned about. How is the HUD going to work in zombies? A lot of people were saying that their worries for the COD Zombies HUD is basically fixed after hearing about this HUD customization, but we don't really know the full extent of it in zombies though. And I've talked about this before, the options to just either remove stuff or move it is not really the full thing, right? First of all, you also want to make sure the HUD looks different enough from multiplayer in terms of its uniqueness and unique style, because of course that's what we had back in the day. I do not want just a copy and paste of the multiplayer HUD and just calling it a day. Even if I can move stuff wherever I want, even if it's not exactly what you want, it's just like in certain like parts of the screen, that's still not enough. It has to have that, unique feel to it. And then if I'm able to remove stuff, can I find optimal replacements for it? For example, the text pop-ups on the screen, can I move them back to where they were in the classic zombies games? Not just can I remove them or maybe move them to the top right side of the screen. Like, no, I want to put them exactly where they were back in BO2 and BO3. So very specifics there with the HUD that hopefully we'll get more information on later on. But I don't think this information about the HUD completely, fills up my concerns with the zombies HUD, but we'll have to wait and see when we actually get gameplay, because just looking at the non-HUD gameplay within these clips, it looks fantastic, and it would be such a shame if an insanely ugly HUD messes that up. So hopefully there's no problem there, and I can basically make the HUD just like Black Ops 3. That would be absolutely perfect. And that is all the Black Ops 6 Zombies information we got today. Of course, there's going to be a lot more information coming within the next few months. The multiplayer full reveal is supposed to be August 28th. So once we get to that point, of course, they're probably going to give us maybe some more Zombies teases, and they'll probably let us know that there's going to be a Zombies reveal probably in like September. And then we'll probably get a beta as well, and then the full reveal, of course, on October 25th. So there's a lot more excitement coming down the line. There's going to be a lot of leaks beforehand as well, I'm sure. So we're probably going to learn a lot more of information about zombies later, even before those events anyways. And I cannot wait to get more information there. And let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about these zombies information that we learned today? Are you happy about it? Are you not happy about it? Let me know. Peace out, everyone.